Greetings, my name is Andy, and here's another video for yoga class themes. We're continuing along our path in the alphabet series. So what is my hope and my dream here is to inspire intentional theming for your yoga practice. So whether you are a yoga lover, a yoga teacher, or you're just yoga curious, I firmly believe that when you bring an intentional theme along with you to the physical practice or asana, that you will gain so much more from the experience. Think of it like this. You're going on a date. You may be seeking out the physical nature of that connection, but aren't things just a bit more meaningful and deeper if indeed you get to know that person, right? And you have conversations that are stimulating and thought-provoking. So it's about finding purpose past the poses, not just being so focused on the shape, but the sensation or the feeling, to find philosophical inspiration with the physical practice. And we're continuing along our path. We have made it to the letter V. The letter V. And there are quite a few words with the letter V, and per usual, I found it difficult to narrow it down, but indeed I did, to 3 words. For my first word, I have chosen value. For my second word, I chose versatility. And for my third word, I chose vocalize. So, word number 1, value. Why do I think this would be a great theme for a yoga practice? Because I think asking the question like, what is it in your life that you value? Friends, family, time off, freedom, art, music, right? What is of value to you? What do you find valuable? Because I think when we ask this question and allow for room to contemplate, folks can then think, what do I value in my life? And the more we think about it, and we are posed that question, we then can more easily vocalize it and bring forth the energy that we bring, for lack of a better word, to something that we find very important. What we value is what matters to us, right? What we believe to be a significant aspect of our life, something that we feel passionate about. And that right there again is energy, right? So sure, you can have it be like, yes, I value my yoga practice. So knowing that, saying that out loud, like I value the time I take and set aside, the commitment I have made to myself to practicing yoga. That can be of value, right? To know that we are worthy of that time and to express it out loud, to say, I value this practice. And because I value it and find it important and it matters to me, that means I'm going to make time for it. So in our lives, when we say that family is important to us, what are we doing action-wise to showcase and demonstrate that indeed we value it? What does that even mean? Contemplation station and thought poetry of the day, babies. For my second word, versatility. To be versatile, to experience variety. The versatility, I think, is really key. The ability to be able to pivot and to be open-minded. I think most people would not want to boast that they're closed-minded, but we quite often will, I don't know, even find a righteousness in like, I feel this way and this is how it is. I am not willing to consider another's point of view, or I do the dishes this way. I'm not versatile. If someone comes over and tries to load that dishwasher, I'm about to lose it, right? Because we have a control program in place and we are lacking flexibility and the ability to step back and say, all right, I do it this way typically, but can I do it differently? How you might bring that to a yoga practice is perhaps you often will get into a pose in the same way. Can you try it differently? Can you be versatile? Can you come out of the pose differently? When you're in the pose, can you shift the weight and shift the energy and feel the difference in that pose? Or are you inflexible in that way? Because we want to be flexible, we want to be open, we want to have versatility, meaning that ability to shift, to change our perspective on something, to be open-minded, and perhaps even grow from the experience. The third word I chose, vocalize. And this one is personal to me. I am a singer and songwriter, and I love, I'm an artist here. So, ultimately speaking, I like to vocalize. I will often cue in my classes to take a deep inhalation in, open mouth exhale, let it out, make some noise. And there is often resistance to this. And perhaps people have had experiences like I have in my life where I've made noises in class or something like that, and people look or they're, ugh. And maybe we've even had someone tell us, like, ugh, be quiet or something along those lines. And although there's a time and a place for being quiet, certainly when we are cued to make noise, why is there still resistance? There's a fear attached to it. And I think that yoga and the practice of yoga is a perfect place and opportunity for safety's sake to say, listen, we can make noise in this class. You can hear your breath. Even with the ujjayi breath, you're cued to constrict the back of your throat, to make noise and feel a vibratory experience of your own breath. And I'll often cue it to be like that oceanic Darth Vader breath. I want it to be so loud that you can hear it and your neighbor can hear it. To be vulnerable and expose ourselves to this is not always easy. It seems simple, but it's not always easy. But I love to cue it, because in our lives, the more that we can vocalize what we value, right, the better able we are to articulate, but also the amount of freedom you can experience if you simply allow yourself to make noise, because that is what your body needs in that moment. And if we are constricted and unable to make noise, even when allowed, invited, and prompted to do so, what does this say? If we can find the chance and the opportunity and the freedom within being vocal and making some noise, then I suspect that that stress release and that release of pent-up energy will be nothing but of benefit. Now, this has been the alphabet series, the letter V. Oh, vivacious, so much lusciousness. At any rate, if you are liking this content, please click like. If you're loving it, subscribe. Please join me for the next video. Until next time, many blessings.